Welcome to Bridge to India's monthly update on renewable power policies and regulations. I'm Neha McCall, Assistant Manager at Bridge to India, and I'm here to discuss policy developments from the month of March. This month witnessed some keenly awaited developments, including ALMM waiver, bidding for Module PLI Tranche 2 scheme, and implementation of TOD tariffs. These were the updates from the state governments. We will start with central government updates. SECI has allocated total PLI of 139 billion rupees to 11 companies for setting up aggregate manufacturing capacity of 39.6 gigawatt. The second tranche was 4.3x bigger than the first tranche, yet the total response was 32% lesser. Overall, it was undersubscribed to the extent of 28%, with the biggest shortfall of 37% in the fully integrated category. The weak response is mainly down to the overly generous US Inflation Reduction Act and capacity glut in China, leading to concerns about competitiveness of domestic modules in the international market. MNRE announces changes to ALMM scheme. Projects commissioned by 31st March of 2024 have been exempted from ALMM requirement. In addition, site verification has been exempted for companies outsourcing modules from another ALMM approved entity. While the one-year waiver is a relief for solar project developers, the linkage of waiver with commission deadline is a significant challenge. We believe that the developers will push for another extension. The government is walking a tightrope, with both manufacturers and developers unhappy with this relaxation. Ministry of Power proposes implementation of time of day tariffs. TOD tariffs are expected to be implemented by April 2024 and April 2025 for CNI consumers and other consumers respectively. TOD tariffs are an important demand-side management tool. The aim is to shift power demand from morning and evening hours to midday hours to allow greater RE penetration. The proposed intervention will also help stimulate installation of smart meters. CRC reduces penalty for delayed projects. In case a renewable project is delayed but the evacuation infrastructure is ready on time, or vice versa, the project shall pay a penalty equivalent to 20% of transmission charge, down from earlier 100% for first 6 months of delay. Penalty for delay beyond 6 months stays at 100%. Part reduction of penalties, while helpful, is unlikely to make renewable project developers happy, given the increasing uncertainty in project construction timelines and synchronization with transmission system construction. They have been asking for a complete waiver from penalties. NLDC proposes operating procedure for implementation of Tertiary Reserve Ancillary Services. The exchanges are expected to launch day ahead and real-time markets for tertiary ancillary services. Minimum permissible bid size shall be 10 megawatts with maximum ceiling price of 50 rupees per kilowatt hour. Eligible service providers must obtain standing clearance from SLDC and RLDC respectively before participating in bidding process. Battery storage would be the major beneficiary, as it is ideally suited for providing tertiary ancillary services. We expect trading to commence in second half of 2023. Ministry of Power assigns responsibilities for implementation of carbon credits trading scheme. A new supervising body called Indian Carbon Market Governing Board shall oversee implementation of carbon market and determine criteria for certificate issuance, application procedure, floor and forbearance prices, and procedure for sale of credits outside India. Bureau of Energy Efficiency has been appointed as scheme administrator, CRC as regulatory body, and Grid India as carbon credit registry. No concrete rules or procedures have been announced so far. BEE expects carbon trading to commence in 2025. Now moving on to the state government policies. Haryana proposes green open access rules in line with central government recommendations. Monthly banking has been proposed with 8% in-kind charge and no compensation for unused power. Adoption of these rules will help increase transparency and liberalize the open access market in the state, which has historically been weak due to complex approval process and opposition from DISCOMs. Total open access renewable capacity in the state as of March 2023 stands at only 74 megawatts. Odisha and Bihar issued retail tariffs for financial year 2024. Tariffs have gone up 13 to 24% over previous year across categories in Bihar, but remain unchanged in Odisha. Odisha has reduced green tariff premium for 50 paisa per kilowatt hour to 25 paisa per kilowatt hour and introduced tariff rebates for captive consumers as well, and reduced LT tariff for non-peak hours in a bid to make open access less attractive. West Bengal proposes ancillary services regulation. The focus is on secondary reserve ancillary services, which will be activated when mismatch between supply and demand in the state exceeds 10 megawatt. All intrastate power plants and power consumers and storage facilities capable of providing or consuming at least 1 megawatt power within 15 minutes for at least 30 minutes will be eligible to participate. West Bengal is the first state to propose ancillary services regulations. Karnataka issues generic tariff for wind power. Tariff for financial year 2024 to 2026 has been set at 3.34 rupees per kilowatt hour, a hike of less than 3% over previous year, which seems inadequate given that wind EPC costs went up almost 20% in 2022 to reach 71 rupees per watt. This concludes our monthly key policy and regulatory updates. We hope you found this update useful. You can view all tender, policy, and regulatory information on the renewable power sector in real time at India RE Navigator, a one-stop market intelligence portal for the renewable sector. You can also write to us at contact@bridgetoindia.com if you have a query or feedback. We would love to hear back from you. We will be back next month with another update. Until then, goodbye and take care.